Hi guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here, back once again with another video, and today we're going to be doing the DVD movie review of Transformers 1, which is obviously from the very popular and cool Transformers franchise, which is like years and years old. I know it was, when it first started, Transformers, 80s or 70s? Yeah, no, it's going back a while. Uh, and the movie was released a few months ago. Was it December or November? Not long ago, I don't think. It was maybe longer than that. Hard to keep track of when stuff was released. But yeah, it's just like time in general, isn't it? It's just stuff that goes fast, isn't it? It's like when you think of a date, you think, oh God, that was a week ago. Oh God, that was a few months ago. Oh God, that was a couple of years ago. And you think, I mean, time just doesn't stand still, does it? Any time at all? Like you look back at things, it just goes so quick. Um, yeah, but this was released some time ago. Now this, unlike the other Transformers films I made, is a cartoon. Or because it is cartoon, yeah, it's because animated, but well, cartoon animated. Now, I think they've done it in sort of. They did do it as opposed to being live action film with real people and the robots sort of done on a computer or however they do it. Done this way. Now, I am not a huge fan of toon stuff, especially when they do it in movies, making films into cartoons. Don't really like when they do that. I mean, when I was young, I used to love, cartoons and cartoon figures and stuff. But now I'm all about the live action stuff. I mean, you've seen my channel, you know what it's like. And yeah, I collect. I'm mostly into you know, live action films with stuff, and I collect figures that are all from films, at least the majority. I don't collect Toon figures at all. That's just me. And yeah, again with this, yeah, I wasn't hugely over the. I sort of weren't hugely over with thinking I wanted to see this. It was like I would see it eventually, but I was in no rush, and I wasn't that excited because I thought, well, yeah, Toon. Would have preferred it to be, but they decided to do it like this. I think they sort of based it sort of like the sort of old. I think it's sort of like supposed to be the original sort of. You know when you used to get the. I think it's based on like sort of the original old style Transformers, like 80s or whatever, kind of like that. And sort of, I think it's going back to sort of the old how it all started with Transformers, Decepticons, and Autobots, and Optimus against what's his face, Megatron. Yeah, and it's sort of like going back. So they decided to do it like that. And yeah, so it stars. Now it's got a few people that do the voiceovers. It's got Chris Hemsworth, as he does loads of stuff now. Uh, Brian, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Keegan Michelle Key, Steve. Can't pronounce his surname. Steve Buscema. Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, I know him. He's been in a lot of films. And John, does he pronounce his name Ham? John Ham or John Ham. Yeah, so I know Chris, not personally, obviously. I know Chris, Scarlett. Don't think I've heard of this. Keegan and Steve. Heard of Chris, Scarlett, Lawrence Fishburne, obviously, and John Hamm. I know he's been in films. The other three are not really that known. But anyway, yeah. So the voiceovers for that. So quite a few iconic big names in that. So that's good. That's definitely going to be a plus for this. Now, now the actual story itself is it's hard to describe actually. I'll probably have to watch this again. It's obviously just the story, which is always pretty much the same thing in the Transformers. It's always really, I mean, it generally is about the Autobots against Decepticons. Megatron trying to come up with some sort of scheme to kill the Autobots or some sort of plot. Yeah, and this is yeah, it's just a war against Autobots, Autobots and Decepticons. Yeah, they're just trying to fight against each other and whatever. To be honest, I didn't really see what the storyline was about. To be honest, I just saw that they were just fighting against each other. I mean, it looked quite cool from what was going on, but yeah, I didn't really pay much attention to the storyline. I mean, I got the general gist of it just being about Autobots and Decepticons, but didn't really see what the actual gist of it was. What the anyway, there's only subplot or anything, but yeah, you should just generally know it's just about that Autobots against Decepticons. Been in they've had loads of comics, cartoons, films, and it's pretty much about the same thing. I mean, even though I like the other Transformers films, live action ones, a lot of them are quite similar. 1, 2, and 3 quite similar. In particular, 1 and 3 quite. Although 3 is massively bigger than the first. Quite similar and sort of set in the same. They're just set in the city. 1 and 3, and I think 4 set in the city. So they're very, very similar. I think the only other fact is might be a different plot, and there's a lot more Transformers in it, just different ones than there was in the previous one. But it's like sort of same setting, so they're quite similar. I guess you could say that this was different, so you could give them something positive for doing something different rather than doing live action stuff. Let's say maybe ups and downs. I think. I mean, I think it's generally all right actually. Despite me saying that I wasn't into Toon stuff, I think this is generally all right, and this is probably one of the films where I'd say, yeah, I definitely want to feel like watching it again. I think it's pretty cool all the way through. I didn't feel that it was boring in any way. It's definitely fun. There was a lot of good moments, a lot of good action. It kept up the pace. It was just literally like 10 minutes of like talking or whatever. I'll get into the story, and then there was like action, and it looked, all the fights and the action that was going on looked pretty cool, and all that. Yeah, and I think it's really generally enjoyable. Didn't feel like there was any parts that was boring at all, and it all looked okay to me, and everything. Now let's go into the ups and downs. Ups, definitely give for being a cool sort of cast, because there's a few names in there that are quite big. So they've got a cool cast. It's not just like a group of. It's not a group of cast that's sort of like young and you just don't know who they are. Like say for example, Alien and Romulus. It's all the young cast that no one really knows about. There's not any big names in there as far as I can tell. Only what's his face that plays Ash in the movie. I don't know if that counts because he's sadly passed away. Yeah, so it's a good cast. That's a plus. I think the time is good on this. What's the time of it? God, I don't know why they do that like that. Can't ever see the time. I think it's a good time. I think it's like 1:40 or something like that. But I think it's a good time. It's a lot shorter than the live action ones, which I think probably for this. I think the live action ones you probably need like 2 hours or longer. I think a couple of the Transformers like 2.5 hours, really long. But this is probably the right time for this being a toon film, and I think it works quite well. They sort of space out the time. There's no sort of boring gaps in between, and there's not sort of like 20 minutes where nothing's happening, as you're getting like longer films. So that's good. So good cast, I'd say. Timing's good. I'd say the story is good, and the action. So that's another plus. What else is a plus? Good cast, good generally, good story. Time is good. What else is a plus? Maybe a plus, being that there's another Transformers. It's always good to have another one in the franchise, so could be another plus, I guess. Keeping the franchise going, because you don't want ever. Worst thing is when you get a franchise and you get like gaps where there's like been a movie and there's nothing for years and years. It's sort of like, yeah, makes it a bit like you're waiting for something. So yeah, it's sort of keeping it up, because like the Last Transform was like a year or two before, so that's good, keeping it up. Let's look at the negatives. Negatives being, I mean, I can't think of any negatives. It's more plus really. I think despite me not being into toon stuff as much, I'd say this is more negatives than positive. More positives than negatives. I mean, other than the fact is, I would have preferred another live action film. But with that being said, I think it's quite enjoyable. I can't think of anything that's bad about this really. Yeah, it's all seems to be all plus, as I said. Apart from it being not live action like the others, I still think it's generally enjoyable. So, like, let's go into final thoughts. Yeah, I think it's a good movie, despite me not favouring the toon stuff as much. I would say this is a quite good, solid movie. And I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 actually. I think it's really good. Good story, good cast. The time is fine. It's not overly long. I think the action's good. The animations looks cool. All looks cool. Action is good. Storyline is good. Probably say not only the cast, it's good. Maybe the acting's. Could say the acting's quite good as well. The voiceovers and stuff. So yeah, it's all mostly positive stuff about this really. Yeah, so guys, I think that's going to be it for this review. Don't forget, I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to smash my bell to get notified when there's a new video up. And yeah, so that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching if you have taken the time to watch it, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my vids. I really appreciate that. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and take care. See you on the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon. Cheers.